let's come back to the beginning. So when did it come first to you to make some music or DJing?
Yeah, the DJing came first when the songs that I was hearing that I liked, even if back then you could hear it on radio, you know, mix shows or at nighttime or if I went to a club. So when I would see these songs from the record, and then when I would go to a store, even if it was a store that didn't sell vinyl, a CD store, yeah, I'm looking for, let's say, like Strings of Life or something, I don't know. Oh yeah, here it is. And they would show me the record. So I said, why are you giving me the record? Oh yeah, because this is the only way you can buy it, is record, you know, it's not on a CD at this time, or a tape. There's always vinyl. So then I wasn't buying it, so then I would get it from taping it from off the radio, or if my friend had it, he would give it to me on a tape or something. So the more I was hearing this music at the club or seeing the DJ playing it, the more I went to the record store, it was always on vinyl. So then, after a while, I was like, okay, I just started buying the vinyl, and I had a record player at home. Not a turntable, but a record player. So I would just play the record and record it to tape. And then you have it in my car, and from this way, it slowly became I was buying records, and then how I ended up DJing, my friend was selling turntables and a mixer. Yeah, man, I'm selling this, and it was really cheap, and I said, okay, I buy it. I didn't know how to use them or nothing. So from there, my friend, his name is Jay Lenga. Jay Lenga is his name, DJ, and him and DJ Bone showed me how to DJ. And then from there, or how to mix, and from there I just learned. But from that, I started producing, not until I started working at Submerge. I always wanted to, but I didn't know how, you know, or what to buy, or how to start, but when I was at Submerge, I don't remember who told me, but they said, you should maybe buy one piece of equipment that has like a workstation or something.
Yeah. So when you began to work at Submerge, so you didn't have an idea of making some things in the music as a producer. It was when you came into Submerge, it was just to have a job or by passion, I think. But
well, I knew the reason how I ended up at Submerge. Me and Mike was moving from the old original location of Submerge to a different building.
Okay.
And he asked me if I wanted to work for him to do sales and distribution, you know. But at this time I already had another job. So when he finally was ready to do it, he asked me again. I said, yeah, of course, you know. And this was like 1999, 2000. And that's when I started working there. At this time, yeah, I wanted to make music. And the only thing I had at this time was a drum machine. And I remember I bought a 727. Because there was a percussion.
The 727?
Yeah, it was a 727 that had all the like Latin percussion. It was used in Big Fun and all the early Transmet records and this and that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy that. I bought that. I was just making percussion things with it, you know.
Okay.
But that was it, you know, just to see if I even would like to do this, you know. But when I started working at Submerge, of course I wanted to make music, but I didn't know how or what to buy or anything, and I just started researching some things. And then them and the people, and everybody at Submerge and the people at the store, like where you buy gear. I was like, yeah, if you want to buy a MPC, so I was thinking, okay, I buy an MPC, you know, that's what I see everybody making stuff on, is MPCs, you know. But they said, oh, but there's no sounds in it. You have to put your own sounds in it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you know. And then he was like, well, there's these workstations that have, you know, all the synth sounds and bass sounds and drum sounds, and it's a sequencer. I said, oh, this is the kind of thing I need. Then, my friend was selling something that I liked. At this moment, I bought it. So I went, okay. So I went home, turned it on, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, you know?
So it was starting for the production and to arrive now.
Yeah, I just bought the piece of gear and I just learned it, you know? Slowly but surely. It was very frustrating, and then one of my friends, Sean Snell, one of my best friends, he was starting at the same time. And he showed me. And once he showed me something, I had it, you know, I knew how to use this, because he knew how to use it. And when he showed me, then I knew how to use it. And then from there, just spending more time and time and time. From there, I learned other things, but yeah, it was all trial and error, experimenting, and learning as I go. You know what I mean? So for anybody who watches this, you don't need to learn going into it. It's a longer road, but I learn just by experimenting with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Gear. From there, I just learn. Some people come from a music background, which it's easy for them, but I just learned just from experimenting. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I swear I don't, man. I do a lot of stuff unorthodox. Where I think somebody might take them 10 minutes, it might take me 10 fucking hours. Yeah, hey, but sometimes it takes me 5 minutes. But in the end, it's the outcome of the song. You know what I mean?
But if you spend 10 hours rather than 10 minutes, but it's maybe that you want it to go at the end of the project.
Yeah. Well, for me, because I don't come from a music background, you know what I mean? So somebody musically who plays keyboard or who came from maybe who studied at a conservatory or something, they can create and write music. I come from ideas in my head, maybe something I hear that inspires me. Then I got to try to make the machine or what I'm using to take out in my head in the machine how to make that come alive. You know what I mean? How to come in fruition. You know, so. It's a little bit more difficult, you know what I mean? But in the end, I come out what I intended, you know what I mean? Right?
But at that time when you began, what was the main thing in your either personality or kind of assets, personal assets? We're not speaking about music, we're speaking about yourself. What did help to you the more to go forward at the whole beginning?
I think the thing that helped me the most was the Detroit music.
Oh yeah.
Just hearing it, you know. I don't know if anybody else did this, and if they did, they might not admit it. But like when I was in a studio and I couldn't make something, I would listen to Detroit records. I'd put it on a turntable, and I would hear it and go, "Damn, listen how good that is." You know what I mean? I would hear what they're doing, and that would breathe life back into me again to try to make something, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
so I would put on like a UR record or Transmet or a Metroplex record, or especially the early stuff, you know, at that time, or even the current stuff. I even put those back on to get inspiration, you know what I mean? Like if I can't make something, or what could help me push through with those records, you know what I mean?
Ah, yeah, I see.
Yeah, and it's still like that today. You know
and today,
it's the same. I always go back to Detroit records. You know what I mean? I mean, there's brilliant producers in Europe. Don't get me wrong. I listen to theirs. I play a lot of the records too. But at that time, when I was starting out and trying to develop and do stuff, I would listen to the way them guys are doing stuff, and I was like, oh man, how are they making this? The hi hats swing like this, or the drums swing like that, or this and that. So I would listen to that just to help me through. You know what I mean?
Ah, I see.
Yeah.